Hi, everybody. My name is Brendan Baylott. I'm the president of the Wisconsin Underwater Archeology Association. Uh, we've decided to put together a quick little program about the WUAA to explain what we are, what our history is, and why you might want to become involved with us and join our organization. The Wisconsin Underwater Archaeology Association is really devoted to the study and preservation of Wisconsin's underwater history and cultural resources. So we're very interested in what lies on the bottom of waterways in Wisconsin. Not just Lake Michigan, although that has been a big part of our focus, but also inland lakes and rivers as well. Anything that is nautical archaeology in Lake Michigan. We're also very interested in indigenous archaeology um, in our waterways. So we've been basically working with stakeholder groups who share our interests. So the State Historical Society, our new Wisconsin Shipwreck Coast National Marine Sanctuary that we have in Lake Michigan, and then other local regional historical societies, archaeological societies, and groups. So um, we're a group that likes to reach out and partner with others. So a little bit more about our history and where we come from. The Wisconsin Underwater Archaeological Association was founded really in 1990 by a group of enthusiasts who wanted to help the State Historical Society preserve underwater history. This really was prompted by the passage of the Abandoned Shipwreck Act of 1987, which awarded all the shipwrecks in the Great Lakes to the states and started to treat them as archaeological sites. So they were no longer open to salvage. Now, they had been protected for many years, even before the Abandoned Shipwreck Act, by various laws, but the Abandoned Shipwreck Act passage really focused the state's attention, and we decided to start to lobby essentially for better policy for the preservation of shipwrecks. And the WUAA had a big voice in the establishment of the state's policies, in the creation of the state's nautical archaeology program, which now is one of the best in the country. This is our first issue of Wisconsin's Underwater Heritage, our journal. And here you can see, it was founded by David Cooper, our first state underwater archaeologist, and our first newsletter or journal editor was Bob O'Donnell, who's still an active member with us. Um, and so this is we've been active now really well over 30 years, and we went from being sort of initially a advocacy group to being a group that gets out in the field and helps the state. But we also provide opportunities for the public to participate in underwater archaeology, and I'll get into a little bit more of that later. We initially started as the state's essentially avocationalist support group. So we were formally a volunteer group for the state's maritime archaeology program. What happened is we grew a little too large. So the state really only needed divers to help document sites, and really only a handful. And they needed divers that could go to deep water as newer, deeper wrecks started to be found, whereas WUAA was, had maybe 50, 60, 70 members, some of which didn't dive, many of whom didn't want to work in deep water. And so organizationally, we decided to split off and become our own group, and we still are partners with the state's maritime archaeology program, but we partner with other organizations as well now, and we've grown quite a bit larger. And so the state really couldn't, you know, cover us all say 150 members under their insurance for the purposes of field work. So that was one of the main reasons we became our own organization. Um, so what are we today? Well, we have about 150 members, like I said, and all over the state of Wisconsin and in neighboring states. So we're quite active, and we don't just do underwater work now. We do a lot of remote sensing because a lot of our members either no longer dive or never did dive, although it is still one of our main focuses. All right. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things we've done over the years. We do a lot of publications. So the WUAA has for many years done field work, and we do reports on our field work that we publish. We also do major publications that are not necessarily related to field work. Here you see some of them. Probably our biggest book is Fathoms Deep But Not Forgotten, Wisconsin's Lost Ships. which came out in 2008, and it is a comprehensive guide to over 300 ships that were lost in southeastern Wisconsin waters. But another inland focused book of ours, done by a group of our members, including Danny Ayerts and others, and Tammy Thompson, is Our Four Lakes, their legends, sites, and secrets, which is all about the lakes around Madison, Wisconsin, and what's all under there. Because we have a lot of divers who dive in the Four Lakes. We've also put out a compendium of all of our past issues of Wisconsin's Underwater Heritage, which is available on our Kindle, well, on Amazon. You can buy hard copies of these, print on demand on Amazon. They're pretty reasonably priced, and you can get every one of our past journals. They read like a history of underwater maritime archaeology in Wisconsin. Every issue had original research and original writing in it. So not just a club newsletter. This is a journal with real original research, and every issue had what was going on in the maritime archaeology world in Wisconsin. So every shipwreck discovery in Wisconsin waters since 1990 is really chronicled there. Every major project that was done in underwater archaeology is chronicled in this three-volume set. And then we've had a few other really good reports. Dr. Richard Boyd, one of our early foundational members, uh, just put out Ghost Port Settlements and Shipwrecks in Door County's Claybanks Township. This is an excellent book about all the historical piers and all the shipwrecks and really the maritime history of the area. So just a wonderful book. And then, of course, we partnered with Kim Stubblefeld's Great Lakes Archaeology Group to do a couple of different reports, one on Milwaukee's historic fireboats. So these are all available on our website. Some of them are on Amazon as well. So one of the things we're active with is publishing our research. Um, all right, let's talk about fieldwork. We have a lot of different fieldwork opportunities through WUAA. Every year, people submit projects to us. So we have a project submission form where you can suggest a project to us that you think would be valuable, whether that's in an inland lake or a river or even in just a wetland or something like that, or you want to go look for a shipwreck out in the Great Lakes. These are all valid projects that WUAA would be interested in. And so we evaluate these projects every year at our January business meeting and decide if we're going to, undertake them. Most projects we do, except sometimes we'll have our project's coordinator, who is herself an underwater archaeologist, will suggest changes to the design, but we have a lot of equipment. So we recently decided to focus additionally on remote sensing, as our membership has been diving, is aging. We have fewer divers. So we acquired a very good remote operated vehicle that's capable of going to almost 700 feet of depth with a beautiful, high resolution 4K camera and really bright floodlights. So we can go down and film just about anything at any depth underwater. We also have an excellent dual frequency side scan sonar that we can use to map underwater landscapes as well as search for lost things in the Great Lakes. And of course, we do diving projects where we do trilateration on the wreck sites and draw them. And on other, not just wreck sites, we've done fish weirs, we've done all sorts of different sites. So if you have an idea for a project, you're welcome to submit it to us. And we're happy to do it. Our website is WUAA.org, and you can contact us through that. All right, let's talk about some of our trainings that we do. One of the things that we've always done is teach people the fundamentals of underwater archaeology. So we offer a course where we, actually have a shipwreck that we lay out in on dry land, and we teach you how to trilaterate, how to lay out a grid system, how to draw and document these sites. We also, in the past, have done this course in water. Um, we will be also offering courses on 3D photogrammetry, teaching you how to create photogrammetry models using different techniques, different cameras. Um, and lastly, we train people on the use of our equipment because one of the reasons we acquired the side scan and the ROV is to allow our members to use them on their projects. So this is our chasing M2 Pro Max remote operated vehicle, and this is our deep vision, deep eye, dual frequency side scan sonar. This has 200 meters of cable, so we can do deep water searches with it. And we train. We offer training every year to our members who want to learn how to use this equipment. And once you've been trained on it, you can take it out for your projects with a WUAA docent present. We don't just hand it out for you to do whatever with, but if you have a project idea for these and you want to get trained on them, by all means, take our courses. All right. Let's talk about some other things that WUAA does. We have a number of events that we have. Probably the biggest event we recently started is the Ghost Ships Festival. This was an event that I was involved in starting back in 2000 in Milwaukee, and it became defunct in about 2017 because we got priced out of all the halls in Milwaukee. But WUAA took it over as an underwater archaeology event, and we now host it in Manitowoc in March. So we get a lot of people. This is our big event. We get about 300, 400 people at the event. It's a 2-day event. We bring in speakers from all over the Great Lakes. We'll be having our ROVs in the pool, in the swimming pool at the hotel there during the conference, and you can pilot those. We have booths from vendors and sponsors from all over the Great Lakes, maybe about 30, 40 booths and displays. Um, we also award the Dr. Richard J. Boyd Award for contributions to maritime archaeology at the Ghost Ships Festival each year. This is an award that you have to be a WUAA member, but if you're a WUAA member, you can nominate someone for it, and it's for maritime archaeology, so things on Lake Michigan. And Dr. Boyd was our first recipient. So if you want to nominate a person who's been a leading figure in maritime archaeology in Wisconsin, by all means do. And we will be voting on that at our January business meeting. We hold a business meeting every January at a different location. This year is at the Sheboygan Yacht Club, and we do our business there. But we also have our fall symposium, and that's held in October every year. This last year it was held at the in conjunction with the Midwest Archaeology Conference in Milwaukee. And we had a lot of excellent speakers. It's a full day event. We have a business meeting in the morning, and then we have a full slate of presenters and speakers in many different areas of remote sensing, documentation, underwater archaeology, not just maritime archaeology either. We do, the Ghost Ships is primarily maritime archaeology, but our symposium, we do a lot of inland lakes and river stuff. So really a good event. So, all right, that is really the main crux of what we do. We also sell merchandise on our website, t-shirts, hats, things like that. And we sell a lot of merchandise at the Ghost Ships Festival as well. If you want to get involved with the Wisconsin Underwater Archaeology Association, you can contact me directly at bailot at gmail.com. That's BAILLOD at gmail.com. Or you can go to our website and join. We have on WUAA.org, we have an online store. You go to the link for the store, and there on that page you can purchase memberships. To join WUAA is only $20 a year. Memberships run from October to October, so that's when we ask you to renew. It's really inexpensive. You get our monthly member update, which I personally send out, covering everything that went on in the WUAA world and with our partners too in the previous year. And then also twice a year we publish our journal, Wisconsin's Underwater Heritage, which all members get. And it's an excellent historical and archaeological journal. I suppose, lastly, if you want to attend the Ghost Ships Festival, or you want to become more involved, do reach out. We really are always looking for people to not just join our organization, but also if you think you have something to offer. We're always looking for people to join our board of directors as well. We have a pretty big board of directors that includes not just the regular officers, but also our fieldwork chairperson, our training and projects chairperson, our publications chairperson. So we're always looking to grow. And I suppose the last thing I want to mention, we have a number of really important partners. WUAA is formally partnered not only with the Wisconsin Historical Society's Maritime Archaeology Program, but we're also formally partnered with the NOAA, Wisconsin Shipwreck Coast National Marine Sanctuary, as well as the Wisconsin Maritime Museum. And those are some of our standing partners that we do regular work with and we cooperate with directly. We've also worked with a number of different historical groups, like the Ephraim Historical Foundation. We mapped the bottom of Eagle Harbor at Ephraim, so they were an excellent group to work with, and we look forward to working with them more. So if you have if you're an organization and you want to partner with us and leverage our expertise to survey something, or if you have a shipwreck that's been become uncovered on your beach, reach out to us. That's kind of what we're there for. All right. If anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me or go to our website, wuaa.org. Thanks, everybody.